Hi guys, Mulos here. So today's video is opening a non-resident account in South Africa. So if you Google search it, you come up with many results and you see that the banks all offer it. FNB, Standard Bank, ABSA, the Standard Bank there, ABSA, FNB, Nedbank, practically all the South African banks offer it. The only thing you should know is that a non-resident account allows you to have a South African bank account which you can use to make local payments. You can send transfers to account holders in South Africa. You can save in rands in South Africa. You can basically just transact in rands in South Africa. But non-resident accounts have restrictions. You cannot deposit rands into a non-resident account unless you've changed dollars, euros, pounds, or any other currency at a bureau, and you've got proof that the source of rands is through a foreign exchange. You need to go with the receipt or the slip from the bureau de change when making the deposit in rands. So non-resident accounts do not accept rand deposits from South Africa. Uh, Terms and conditions apply because if you can prove that the rands were not acquired in South Africa, like a bureau de change, you can deposit. And then you can also send forex from outside of South Africa into your account. The bank will receive, convert to rands, and put into your account. Or you can deposit forex over the counter. The bank will receive those forex notes and convert to rands into your bank account. So I thought it's very, very important that I mentioned that you cannot just send anybody to deposit rands into your account or transfer rands from their bank account to yours. So you can make payments, but you can't receive directly. Okay, so this is my South African FNB account, and this is my Zambia FNB account. They are similar but different, the same but different type of scenario. So with my South African non-resident account, I'm able to do practically everything except deposit rands into this account if the rands come from South Africa. So let's go to my bank accounts. And here in my bank accounts, I've got two accounts. I've got a non-resident account. You see that the balance is in rands. And I've got a savings and investment account. You see that the balance is in rands as well. So with the non-resident account, I can do most of the transactions, but I cannot send e-wallet. With the savings and investment account, I can do most of the transactions and I can send e-wallets. So that's a distinction which you probably learn as you use the account here and there. I have been able to make a few e-wallets since I've been here. I'll talk about opening the account in just a short minute or two. Okay, so one thing about opening a non-resident account, you can open it without having to come to South Africa. The bank will send you the forms. You need to get your proof of residence done, your bank statement certified, either by your bank or your lawyer. Certify your ID, do all sorts of certifications, fill in the forms, and then send the forms back to South Africa, either electronically or physically through registered mailing. Or I prefer one-on-one contact because there are a number of things I needed to verify and confirm before I could sign off on the account. I do occasionally need to pay people in South Africa, and it's been a bit of an inconvenience. I've been relying on friends to make the payments on my behalf for business payment purposes, and it's in as much as they're friends, there's such a thing as it probably was inconveniencing them to always have to make the payments on my behalf. So I needed to ensure that the non-resident account I got would enable me to transfer to any South African bank account in rands, as well as occasionally send e-wallets to South African recipients in rands as well. South Africa has serious exchange restrictions, so it's practically impossible to pay anybody any other currency. And even if you could, most recipients wouldn't want to receive forex because of the hassles of converting. So when I was checking, when I was in Zambia and communicating and checking, I was getting conflicting information. I was told that you cannot send e-wallets with a non-resident account. Then I check online, I'm able to see that you can send e-wallets with a non-resident account. So rather than start opening an account and then having to do the back and forth correspondence with the bank to set it up and all of that. I decided, since I needed to come to South Africa for some business and work, I would throw in opening a non-resident account into the mix, just so that I could kill two birds with one stone, or multiple birds with one stone. So you can open without having to come to South Africa like I did, but I came to South Africa just to make sure that everything was working perfectly. So now I'll tell you what you actually need to register or set up in non-resident account in case you do travel to South Africa. If you're not traveling to South Africa, you need to just get the contact details of the non-resident department of the banks. You can Google search them. I was able to find the contact details for FNB. I just Googled non-resident account, FNB South Africa, and I got the contact emails. But I personally just came to South Africa, and I'll talk about that. So the first stop I made was the FNB branch at the OR Tambo Airport, International Airport. I went there and asked about the non-resident account, and they said that you can open it, but there was a bit of confusion on whether I'll be able to make e-wallet payments and other local payments. So I decided to just go to the Santon FNB branch, which came highly recommended when I was doing my research. So since the hotel is in Santon, that's where I'm staying. You can see my other video for the tour of the hotel. I went off to the FNB Santon branch, and when I reached there, I just asked the guy at the entrance. I said, "I'm here for a non-resident account," and they know and understand the whole process. So they just made me sit and see one of the relationship managers, or the relationship guys, or the customer assistant guys. I don't know what they're called in South Africa. So he just asked me a few questions, took a look at my passport to see if it is valid, to see whether I was or am in South Africa legally, proof of entry, the visa, proof of entry, and all. And he made certified copies of those, gave me the documentation to sign. Once I signed those, I was able to ask him if I could be able to send e-wallets. So he basically said, yes, you can send, provided you have a South African number. Fortunately, I do have a South African number, so I was able to link both my South African number and my Zambian number to my account. Um, uh, for address, I used my Zambia address because that's my permanent residence. I don't have residence in South Africa. So, anyways, the whole process would have taken about 20, 30 minutes or so, but it took a bit longer because there was a bit of a system challenge getting someone to authorize the account. So, the whole process, if all things being equal, should take you maybe 20, 30 minutes. An hour if there are any challenges like I faced. Then I'm also supposed to get a card. The card needs to be ordered. That's if you want a card ordered with your name and all of that, or you can get a temporary card. You need a card for some certain functionality with the FNB account. Without a card, you can't really do some certain functionality like getting your limits upgraded and stuff like that. It takes a bit longer if you don't have a card. So my card has been ordered, and I will need to make another trip to South Africa within 60 days of delivery of the card to come and collect it. Otherwise, it will be destroyed. Yeah. Yeah, so my account is active, and I did even test it out. Let me just show you here. So these are my accounts. If you see the main one, which is a non-resident account, you'll see that there have been a number of transactions. My initial cash deposit. So here you see that the load was it was a cash deposit of euros and dollars, came to about that 1,700 rands. So there have been a bit of fees. Then I did test a transfer from TransferWise, coming from my TransferWise virtual bank account. I sent funds to my South African account, and you see here that the funds have been received. There's something that you need to do. I'll show you that. Okay, so now for the savings account, this is what I discovered, that if I need to make e-wallets, I can only make it from the savings account. So it's a simple process of moving from the non-resident account to the savings account, make the e-wallet payments. So I did manage to send one, two, three payments. These other ones are me moving from the account to the savings account. So again, I will just say this: I went with FNB because I already have an FNB account. If you want to go with Netbank, ABSA, Standard Bank, or any other South African bank, you simply need to just give them a call, contact them, and they will advise. So FNB, I went because I already have an FNB account and I'm familiar with their platform. And if you come to South Africa, if you are in Santon, I recommend you come to the banks here and you can ask by the entrance and they'll be able to advise and assist you opening the non-resident account. Just remember that you cannot load rands directly unless you've got proof that those rands were sourced using foreign currency and you've got the proof of transaction like a receipt from the bureau and all. Okay, so I have got a Wise account. Wise is a virtual bank account that you can use to send payments across the world. So what I did is I sent two amounts, $10 and $7 to test out. The $10, the fee for sending was $6.18, and they converted $3.82. The exchange rate was 14.8116, and I received 56.58 rand into my. I also sent $7 and it came to $7. The fee was $6.17. They converted 83 cents, and it came to 14. It came to 12.27 rands. So I was doing this to test while still in South Africa whether I could receive transfers from myself using Wise. Wise is cheaper. It's cheaper to send through Wise than using a bank transfer because it's international bank transfer from Zambia to South Africa would probably cost me $30 minimum. And then it's 1% or so of the amount. So if it's a big amount, it will be higher fees, but the minimum is $30. So this $7 would have cost me $30 to send. Okay, so like I said, South Africa has got serious exchange restrictions. So when I was sending from Wise, I knew that there was going to be a reporting that needed to be done. That's why I decided to do it while I was here. I came in on a Thursday, did the transfer on Thursday itself, and made sure that at least by Thursday itself, I did the reporting and all. Or it was Friday when I did it. I can't even remember this. Or this was Friday rather. So, anyways, so you do get this form. If you click it, it's a sort of declaration of source of funds and all. You only need to fill it in once a year. So I decided to do it while I was here. So here it says 2021 South African Reserve Bank reporting mandate, Bidvest Bank. Thank you. And you have already signed the mandate for this year. Please click the following to exit this form. Okay, so I've already done this. But if you're doing a transfer from TransferWise for the first time, you need to fill in that form. It's quite standard. It's a virtual form. You put in your details, source of funds, and a lot of other things. Be honest, guys. When you're putting in this information, don't try to lie your way through these things. Just be honest. A non-resident account is not meant for people who are laundering money or doing illegal transactions and all. It's you just get jammed, So use if you want an account for that, you need to use other means which I shall not go through in videos because I do not want to share my knowledge for crime. Anyways, so again, I will re-emphasize this. A South African non-resident bank account is strictly for making payments within South Africa, like a local bank payment within South Africa, paying other bank accounts, and in some cases, sending things like e-wallets within South Africa and the likes. But you need to have a South African number if you're going to do that. Then for the other banks, Standard Bank, ABSA, Nedbank, all these other banks in South Africa, I really don't know. I've never used them. They look like good banks. I mean, I've been here, I've seen they look like good banks, but I'm familiar with FNB. That's why I went with FNB. So I'm not saying go with FNB. There are all these other banks you could go with. But in my case, for specific reasons, I went with FNB. So you can try all the other banks if you do have time. Just here by Santon Mall, by Mandela Square, the banking hall where all the banks are. You can go bank to bank and inquire and go with the one that suits your needs the most. Try to take a day. If you are in South Africa, try to take a day to do that. It's open to nationals from across the world, whether you are from Zimbabwe or whichever country, including Zambia in my case. Anyway, so I hope I have covered everything. I just thought I would make this video while I'm still here in South Africa and have a bit of time. Once I get back to Zambia, I've got a lot of work to catch up on, so I probably wouldn't have had the time to make the video then. Anyway, I hope it's helpful. Give it a thumbs up, leave me comments. In case there's anything I missed which you would want me to answer, please ask in the comment section. Don't try to reach me. Please ask in the comment section and I shall answer. But again, I'll say if it's something that I did not touch on in the video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Mulos, bye.